That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. Of intellectual brilliance and deep understanding, leading to insightful approaches in various fields. Now that's a woman with intelligence. Hello and welcome to Inside Today. I am Jumai Manson. I am being joined by a very good friend of mine, Mr. Victor Prince Dixon. He is a human engineer. Do not go anywhere. The program continues shortly. Stay tuned. You are welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Inside Today on Global Television. And today we will be delving into a very interesting topic, I will say. It's all about women intelligence, where brilliance meets insight. And like I said, I'm not doing it alone. I'm doing it with someone from the other gender who still sees potential in women and the intelligence that they bring to the table. Like I mentioned before, it's not the person that Victor Prince Dixon. He is a human engineer. Hi, Prince. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Umai. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, I'm happy you're here. I'm
Thank you.
excited you're here because it has to do with women and the intelligence in which we bring to the table. Explain all of that to us so we understand.
Okay, I think let's start with laying the foundation of my kind of work. I'm a human engineer.
Okay.
And what does human engineering, portends to? It simply means that we are focused on helping people to optimize themselves, right? Because there are two kinds of people on planet Earth. Human assets, human liabilities.
Okay.
Human liabilities are the people who take more than they give.
Okay.
So in a relationship, they take more than they give. If you bring them in a business, they take more than they give.
Okay.
Even as citizens, they take more than they give.
Sounds familiar.
But human assets are those who give more than they take.
Oh.
So even if they take from you, they still bring huge value to the table. So the whole of development and progress depends on human assets. The more human assets you have in the ecosystem, the more the system moves forward. So as a human engineer, our work is to take people from human liability to the point of becoming human assets. And it is in that journey and work that we get to realize that the world is missing something very important. Okay. The woman in a holistic sense.
Can you say that again?
The woman in a holistic sense.
I like the sound of that.
We've enjoyed the woman. The emphasis has been enjoying the woman as a gender from her body. So when we're talking birth, we call the woman.
Of course.
When we're talking postpartum, we call the woman. When we talk antenatal, we call the woman. Breastfeeding, the woman. All those areas. But is that all the woman is? No. That's where the issue is. So woman intelligence is a body of knowledge that seeks to go beyond the discussion of what we're discussing about women and try to go deeper to ask, what is it that women can bring to the table more? You see, we playfully do this discussion and say, what exactly does a woman want? So woman intelligence answers that question, that this is what not only the woman wants it, but she needs it. And the society requires it to move forward. Because I can tell you for the truth that the world is not progressing well because women are not fully involved. The families are not healthy enough because women are not truly involved in making the family. They may be involved in giving birth, but not involved in charting the course and the vision of the family.
Okay.
Nations are even getting a lot of crises you see in the world today. It's because women are not really truly involved. Because women are the secret weapon for reconciliation. So the more you take a woman out of the system, the more the system becomes more volatile and crisis increases. Except when a woman refuses to bring her reconciliation power to the table, then it becomes a problem. So the argument for us is that since every life begins from the woman, wouldn't it make sense that we understand the woman in the whole of who she is, what she wants, and what kind of system can be built to support her? Basically, that is what woman intelligence is all about.
Very important and very interesting. Now, in your own view, when it comes to women intelligence and understanding the woman, what do you think the woman needs? Because you said something very vital. It says the woman is in the home front, but yet she doesn't give her all, in paraphrasing it.
Yes.
What do you mean she doesn't? Do you, in fact, of course, you're going to beat you at the end of this program.
Yes, no. I can explain to you, give you a deeper insight.
I'm just kidding.
Instance,
but looking at it critically, a woman brings everything. She
Okay.
brings her all when it comes to the home front, when it comes to multitasking, from taking the kids to school, attending to her husband, cooking, driving, all of this is encompassed. She brings her all. So when you say that, explain it further.
Okay, you see, in problem solving, there are three kinds of problem. You have basic problem,
Okay.
you have complex problem, and then you have wicked problem.
Okay.
And so if you want to, look into the challenge of a thing, you have to look at it from that different, stack of lenses. The issue is not that the woman is giving. The issue is that what is the balance and the ratio to which the woman giving and receiving. Because if there's a level the woman gives so much, she burns out.
Yes, she will.
So that's a problem. There's a level the woman gives, and then at the end of the day, she dries up. In fact, if you see the entire journey a woman goes through the postpartum journey, very few women recover from that journey.
Oh, yes.
You and I know. Most times it's easy for us to, clap and celebrate the whole concept that a new baby is coming into the system, but we forget the health of the woman, what the woman went through entirely. Take, for instance, I will ask you, where do you think postpartum begins? I will ask you one question. Where do you think postpartum begins?
I'll pretend as if I don't know.
Okay. But in generally, when you're discussing postpartum, most people tell you after giving birth.
Yes, true.
True. But that's not true. Postpartum begins in a woman within her puberty, the first time she has a menstrual cycle.
Really?
Yes. The first trauma, in fact, as a matter of fact, in the hierarchy of trauma women go through, the second level of trauma that a woman will go through is during the period of menstrual period. The stress, the fear,
the pain,
the anxiety. And it comes in different sizes. Especially if you're dealing with a girl that didn't have mothers, around, or other women around to be able to educate and prepare her for that experience. That is the first time nature is giving her what you call the right of giving birth. So generally it comes to some psychological demand, emotional demand, not just the body. And at the end of the day, if you go study the whole process of postpartum, what you will realize is that most of the trauma the young girl experiences at the point of that first menstrual cycle repeats itself during giving birth. Yeah. So you see, so in that context now, how do you help a woman if you can't help her understand this journey? If the men around cannot understand this journey, just so that they can provide adequate support when she's going through the journey. So at the end of the day, we can celebrate the woman from the point of she's giving.
True.
But it's not sustainable because you're breaking her. The logic of secular life, which is you give and be refreshed, is not at play here. So the woman keep giving, circle, and circles out. So at the end of the day, we will clap for her for giving us children. We'll clap for her for doing all other good things. But the issue is that there are certain dreams too that the woman carries. So what happens? There are certain visions that the woman carries. So what happens? Which is why you see most women, at the point they finish giving birth, the children now become their vision. They become their purpose, as if there was no purpose in them. These are women, some of them wanted to be the president, some of them wanted to invent, some of them wanted to innovate. But what happened along the line? So what woman intelligence is saying is that it's not about just getting anti-men and fighting the system. That's not the issue here. It's that to sit down and say, what are the collaborative insights we can have to be able to provide a safety for the woman? Because see, the best gift you can give a woman, you've not heard it before, is safety. People say love. No.
Some people say security.
That's part of safety. Because that young girl comes out very naive, which unfortunately some people say negative, but naive simply means innocent.
Yes.
Believing that everything is okay.
Yeah.
The uncle calls you, is okay. A stranger calls you, is okay. A young man tells you, excuse me, is okay. It's supposed to be, yes, supposed to be a safe environment. That's what I'm saying. But entering the system and, engaging with the world, you realize it's not okay.
No, it's not.
It's really not okay. There are challenges everywhere. In fact, as a matter of fact, when I was talking about what I call wicked problem, guess what wicked problem is?
Please enlighten me.
When the solution becomes the problem. So when you have a father molesting a daughter, that is a wicked problem.
Yes,
when you have an uncle that's supposed to protect molesting a daughter, that is a wicked problem. So you're in a situation where the people that you have given the honor, the respect, and the privilege
and
trust to prepare and prevent and protect the system are the one taking advantage of that system. So in that kind of situation, what do? You cannot only educate the woman. That's where the challenge is. We have been focusing on educate the woman, empower her, fund her, the girl child, but where she's going to live? In the environment that's not educated about her safety.
Oh.
In an environment that is not educated about her growth. In an environment that is not educated about how she evolves, the challenges she goes through. That environment is not aware of that. So you educate the woman, she comes out good, prime, proper, but the environment kills her. And if you understand Peter Drucker will always tell you that culture will eat strategy for breakfast at any point in time. So do all your strategy. If the culture of the environment, the belief system of the environment, the ecosystem of the environment is not friendly to her, it will destroy the best woman. So at the end of the day, you see women trying to insist that you have to be a man to succeed. So they are now almost like throwing away womanhood to become a man, just so that you do well. But it's not necessary.
Or to fit into society.
But
I want to ask something, really, Prince. Looking at this critically, how does a woman, I think from the time in which she's born, getting to her teenage years, how does she prepare that balance in her head? Because the truth is, women are made to be married, to have a home, to have a husband, have children, learn to balance it all. But how does she program her mind to realize that she's much more than that and can still achieve, have all of this and still achieve and still face society that has that smear of acting like a man all the time? You can be, you can actually achieve whatever you want at that particular time of your life.
That is what woman intelligence is all about. First, it means it's about taking responsibility. Now, for instance, if you educate the woman, my work, one of my work has, what it has taken me to, sometimes we are getting to that point where we want to ask that all men must follow their wives to the labor room.
I want you to put in consideration that we are Nigerians, we are Africans.
No. When you say Africans, be very careful how we emphasize the word Africans.
Okay, but
because
truly,
I will explain to you why.
Okay,
yes, I will explain to you. There is difference between values and certain kind of practice that are developed by weak men who run a system so that they stop growth than the real concept of what you call the African culture. Go study back. The real African culture protected the woman.
True.
Rule number one. Every woman was protected. Every girl child was protected. Every girl child found safety. Every girl child was properly educated on how to go through a process. It's just that somewhere along the line, we lost that entire protective custody. And then the girl now grows in a place that it seems to be only her needs to find her way around the society. So the thing is that we must bring back that education and that sense of responsibility that is our duty, that not only women must protect women, men also must protect women. The boy child must be educated about the entire journey a woman goes through. And then make sure that that child is not only inspired, but tutored on how to provide support for the woman beyond giving birth. Mm-hmm. This is the logic of the discussion here, beyond giving birth. Mm-hmm. So at the point of marrying, at the point of meeting, even relationship, you should be able enough to be attuned to ask, okay, beyond giving birth, you are a womb man, agreed, that's a description. But beyond that, you're a very intelligent person. What happens with this part of the brain, your intelligence? What are you going to do with it? What happens with a heart of love that is so full of abundance, it can forgive, it can build a generation? What are we going to do with it? If God didn't want a woman to be very intelligent, He will give her a different kind of brain. But the woman also have left brain, right brain, intelligence and emotions.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if that is the context, it simply means the problem is that most men and the society itself has not put upon themselves that responsibility to protect the woman. So what we do is we now leverage on developmental programs. At first, what we had was called affirmation action.
I want to interject a bit. When you say put it upon the men to protect the women, some men will beg to differ. They'll tell you, okay, listen, Prince, I have a wife and I protect her with everything that I've got. So what other protection is she looking for?
Okay, basically? Now, the question of protection here is that, what's the protection of her dream?
Encouraging her, helping her, guiding her, telling her, encouraging her most especially.
It can't be encouraging her only. It also has to do with investing on her dream.
True.
It has to also be that making space and plan for her to move with the dream. Because check what is happening in the society today. What's the greatest conflict today? If you most women who are not too crazy about marriage, they tell you marriage truncates them. So if the man was providing that platform, would we be discussing truncating of visions? No. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're saying. That the thing is that it's not a you win, I lose arrangement. It's a matter that the real winning is both of us will win.
True.
I have a dream, you have a dream. Now let's structure our family in such a way that I can enable you, invest in you, build you so that you can move. Because the issue is that if you don't have that, you're going to have what they call a lopsided companionship, where the man may need to be exposed, but the wife is not exposed. So what happens to the children they have? That children also have a lopsided upbringing, because to a large extent, both are not at their maximum. They are not optimal at the point of expression. Because I can tell you... Exposure. I have been a coach for a while, and I do a lot of coaching for women. Consult for business women. One of the biggest challenges with most women is that their dream is haunting them. As an, I mean, I really am talking about in the percentage of 70 to 80%.
But some women do this. They sacrifice because of family.
That's the question. Family is not a you thing. It's like when I teach postpartum, I always argue. A journey you started with two persons, and then suddenly one person is the one talking about it.
Exactly.
Do you understand what we mean? These are the things we are missing. Two people started this journey. It took two for this journey to begin. So if we're discussing postpartum, it should be the man and the woman.
I like that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to go on a break with that. If we're talking any issues that has to do with two parties, it should be both parties talking about it. It's okay, Prince. We get your point. All right. All right. Now let's go on a very quick break. Insight Today continues shortly. Stay tuned. All right, you are welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Inside Today on Global Television. We're looking at women intelligence, where beauty meets brains, basically, and the intelligence of a woman. And Prince has said a lot when it comes to a woman, not just childbearing, not just the home front. You can achieve and be much more. That dream that you had from the beginning can still be achievable. And the man in which you have, it could be your father, it could be your uncle, it could be your husband, still encouraging you and investing in you. That is something that struck me. Investing in one, encouraging that a woman to achieve whatever height or greatness she wants to. And talking about investing in women, I've had family friends who they prefer to pursue their PhD, their doctorate, and their wives are just BSc holders, secondary school holders. And they feel okay because you're comfortable, you have the kids, you have the house, you have the car, you don't need to, as long as you're happy. What gap is that creating in the family?
No woman can be happy with only the family. That's the mistake we're making.
Really?
Yes, I boldly can say it anywhere with any kind of debate, and I will explain. Every human being you see on earth is a response to a problem. Some group of people prayed, and then the universe decided to send someone with a specific, talent, gift to solve that problem. Now, marriage is one of the gifts you get, you add to the journey, but it doesn't change the essential purpose that makes you. So, because that's why it's a season. That's why the womb is also for a season. You have what you call childbearing years. So you're done with childbearing. You train, no matter how you train, 16, 17, these people have grown to adults. So they start looking also for their own identity and themselves too. So now you come back to the point where you are facing the mirror. And you're asking yourself, hi, Jumai, is this the only thing I came in life for?
Exactly.
Somewhere along the line, something starts tugging in your heart. You get to realize that the chickens are no longer as sweet as before. The family is not so enjoyable like before. The problem is not a conflict between husband and wife. The problem the universe is saying, now that you're done with this, hello, there is something I expected you to do. So can you arise to do it? And oftentimes, because most people are not prepared for that, that's where the confusion begins. So they get shocked because identity crisis has arisen. You don't know what to do. You thought it was giving birth. Now you're finished giving birth. You're supposed to move. And for most women that this thing has not been clearly defined for them, what do? They get attached to their children, even when they are married. So you see a woman, look, leave this child. No, he's my son. I must follow him left and right. Because your energy and time and focus was supposed to be invested in the dream that originally is yours. And then suddenly, but you don't have a dream. Because at the point of giving birth, you felt that was the zenith.
Yeah,
that's the zenith of you.
Exactly.
Now, most women are trying to communicate this, but they communicate it based on the experience of pain and trauma.
True.
So they come out from the point of forget marriage. Marriage is not worth it, and the rest of them. The problem is not that. It's because they are seeing it from the place of anger. But when you look at it from a systemic perspective, the challenge is that the woman is no longer finding fulfillment in just being married. She wants to do more. She wants to bring legacy to the system. But how do you bring the legacy? Because you don't know how the process began. You were not prepared for it. You were not strategically planned for it. The man even doesn't know. Because the man too have been schooled that the best you are, give birth, take care of the home.
And that's it.
Done.
But I want to, because of our time, I want to quickly ask a question. For a woman who is already married, who is in this particular boat, not the single one that feels, with all of this stress she's done, but someone that is married and yet She has given birth, she feels fulfilled, but she has this identity crisis, like you called it. What can you tell her?
Self-discovery first. Hunt for yourself. You need to find yourself. Because transformation begins from that place of finding yourself. And I will tell you this, every problem is a problem of knowledge. If you have a problem, it's simply because you don't know what to do.
You know what? I know because of our time, but I need to ask another question.
Shoot.
You know, at the process of finding herself, you know, there can be this gap in the home front.
I agree.
It could actually lead to her leaving that marriage just because she wants to find herself or something of that sort. But you know, because of our time, we have to wrap this up. We have to continue. This is a part 2. So Monday we will continue with this particular discussion. Prince, you are going to have to explain to us. I'm sure a lot of women out there and men are being schooled on this particular issue, and it's causing a lot of problems. People don't actually know that this is the problem. It's not what they think, but this is the problem. That's self-discovery and understanding that that your wife is very intelligent.
Do you
when it comes
understand?
to this particular issue, the woman intelligence, and then of course, well, brilliance meets insights. And that's all we have in today on the program Insight Today. But just believe in yourself and know that whatever you're facing, you are an intelligent, strong woman. We'll continue with this program on Monday. The part 2 comes up on Monday. Thank you so much. This amazing friend of mine who came all the way. Thank you so much. Prince, you are amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. And of course, Victor Prince Dixon, he is a human engineer. Thank you for being a part of the program.
Thank you for having me.
And because you're an amazing person, let's say bye-bye together. But before then, I am Jumai Manson. Thank you all so much for being a part of the program. Let's say bye-bye together.
Okay, bye-bye.
Human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Insight Today on Global Television.